Now we're going to go back to wave 1. So with this one, I played it once and I lost because they weren't strong enough, but that's okay. This is what I was exactly doing, was that I wanted to maximize how much resources I spend and where. So Lotan, I upped her Exalt card to 4. And then Ogier I went to town on. See everybody else's ones. I also recognize that little tech of putting in Wanda's card here just to help gain counter, because against this wave, it's really good just to have a little bit of counter. So this happens where every time I play a card, I get a little bit of counter based upon the wielders. So this is Aegis's defense. That's fine. It's going to be a small amount of counter, but a small amount of counter will just add up, because the final boss battle of this wave is going to be hard for me because it's my weakest team. For Ogier, I did a few things that are really good. Again, this team is going to be a long fight. So I leveled this up. He was all 1 before, okay? I leveled him up. Before he was gaining 12 strength after Exalt. Now he gains 25. So that's a big difference. The other one that's here with Ogier is that every time you play a card, after you rouse him, you gain 3 strength. It used to be 1 strength when his card was 1. So I leveled this up, so now every card is 3. That's a huge exponential bump up in abilities later on. I also bumped up this one. This used to be obtain 1 or 2 strength when I played this card. Now it's obtain 5 strength. So again, all of this to be able to kill the final boss, because I was close, but not enough. All right. The purpose of this team is to exalt Lotan a lot. So how do you do that? You have the Tiny Wish, which is the posse here, which that Awakener gains 35 ailments, and we're just going to mostly focus on her. We also have embryos that we're generating because we have a Karo unit in. All right, this card, every time I play a strike, it drops down its cost. This card, if an enemy has vulnerable, I play it for 3, but then I get back 3 Arithmetica. Well, what's nice is that this puts vulnerable on a person. So I play this card. This now turns yellow, and I get back. I play this card, and this card's going to drop down to 2 cost. And one of the things that now, why did that just happen? Why did I get a card back from Lotan? This is part of why I put the mouse wheel on her. Is that after she deals damage, there's a chance to draw one of her cards and reduce its arithmetic cost by 1. So that's why her mouse card is here, because now look, I drew a strike, and that dropped down again. So I can play another strike. I'm going to use Ogier's. Okay, and now this costs 0. And I can play another strike. Perfect. And now off of Wanda's wheel, I gained 14 counter, and that was the whole reason, because I knew that these little guys come and attack me all the time. So if I hit them, this guy doesn't say if I hit him, he doesn't gain another attack, right? Yeah, so some of them are, if I hit them, they gain another attack. I want to play this card and gain health, but first I'm going to do this to just gain a little bit bigger shield. And he healed a very tiny amount. Okay, so you can see that her card. Okay. Oh, it's not in here. I'll show you. Oh, wait, no, it shows discard pile. Discard pile. She heals for 14. Or her 2-cost card, which is up here, she heals for 10. Karo on my team heals for 58. She's not a healer, but just because she's on my team, I heal for 58. And you can see now that little tech of putting on Wanda's wheel just to give me counter every time, so you can do counter into this wave, is helping me just by knocking down this boss a bit more. This is a great card where not only do I heal for 10, but I inflict 2 stacks of weaknesses. There's not many units that inflict 2 stacks of a debuff. She's one of them. Ogier is also another one where he inflicts 2 stacks of vulnerable on somebody. I'm going to put this onto Lotan, help get her up. I also want to get up Aegis, so I'm going to get that one up. And now I have to look. I deal 101 damage because I leveled up this strike so I can kill him. Good. I learned my lesson. That was a lot weaker before my first fight. So then I was like, nope, this needs to go up. Okay. With all of these ones, this is great. After the battle starts, apply 1 stack of vulnerable to all enemies with the effect doubled in boss battles, but all of their base damage is up by 15%. That's really good for me. Okay, this one is also really good because I gain a shield every time I rouse people, and I'm going to rouse probably her and him and her. It's not as big. I think there's another shop up here, so I'm just going to, well, I can refresh this one and see what else is coming up. It's a free refresh. I want that and I want this. I don't know if I can get both. This one I might be able to get, but I don't know if I get 60. We'll see if I can get enough money before I go on. Okay. Getting lots of little attacks here. So what's good, and this guy, I think when all damage is increased by 50%, okay, it's not every time I hit him. So I'm going to play one of her cards to gain some counter. Then with this, I'm going to get Lotan up. I'm going to use this now because I actually don't know how much damage I'm going to do. So I'm going to use hers to gain strike, or to gain strength. So I gain 13. He has barrier on, so he didn't take anything. I'm going to then exalt Lotan. I've raised her up. She can kill everybody now. Beautiful. Okay, I have 62, so that means I can get the Embryo Fusion, which is going to save me a lot in the final boss battle, which I'm coming to right after this. Advanced Berserk, this card's free, and I want her to gain a lot of ailments, so that's perfect. Radium Jawbone. After releasing Exalt, enemies take 156 damage and trigger poison. I like the 156, but I can do more with something else. So let's see if I get a better relic up here. I did. Obtain 150 counter at the start of battle. Effects are double in boss battles, and this will really help me out for this boss battle. If you heard right, I wanted counter, and I put a little bit of counter on her. And the reason is he just generates a lot of little minions. So his mechanic is every time I hit him twice or 3 times, he moves back and he summons a little doll. Every time you receive active damage, when alertness reaches 3 stacks, he retreats and summons a doll. So I want to be mindful when I hit him 3 times. I'll play that card because I put 2 vulnerable on him, or 2 weakness, and I'll play this card. I add another 2 vulnerable on him. But now he has one of his little triggers. So 2 more of those stacks, and he summons a little minion. Okay, with this card now, she is vulnerable. When I use it, I actually gain all that Arithmetica back, which is great. Now my main play here, last time I roused Lotan first just to start doing a bunch of damage. This took longer than I was expecting to actually beat him. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to rouse Ogier to start building up a lot of strength so that I can then rouse her and do a lot of damage with that strength. We'll play this card. You see the little minion showed up? And let it go. And this is why I wanted just some counter. Just all these little hits again and again. Again, we put 2 stacks of weakness on them. Drop their damage down. I don't want to exalt her just yet. But we'll let that go. Good. Okay, so my rouse order here is Ogier first, just for this battle. Other battles I wouldn't be, and that's because I obtained 6 strength, and every time I play a card of his, I gain 3 strength. Okay. Okay, now with this, they have vulnerable. What happens is, well, I'll use this because I don't want to save that. When I exalt him, he removes fragile, but I obtain 32 temporary strength. So now I have a lot of strength, and now when I exalt her, she's going to do more damage because of that temporary strength. And starts to eat away, but we only did like 4,000 damage versus 2 enemies, so like 2,000 damage each. I gotta keep building this up. And I don't have Feint on this team to rely on Death Res. I only have 63%. But that relic here triggered, so I get these, which give me 13 strength each time, which is great. So I'm going to show you a little tech here. This one. This one. I generate this guy. They're doing a lot of damage to me, but I have her still up. So I'm going to use her to petrify everybody, so knock them all out. Perfect. Okay, I want to get Dispel that Fragile, but I would need to by exalting him, but I really want the Embryos to get her ready to exalt again. But I need to get her this up in order to exalt her nicely. But you see, all of those now start gaining me strength more. So more and more strength. Every time I play an Ogier card, got to get that up. I chose to play, well, I did get another Ogier, but I chose to play that card because it puts weakness on them, drops the amount of damage down, will heal now. I'll let it go. 81 strength. Still needs to keep going up. Whew, okay, we'll get there. Okay, put vulnerable on the dude. When I play this card, I get it back. Key flare her. Strike him to get him up. Strike her to get her to exalt, so that's good. Which means I can get Ogier up by using the Embryos. Why I wanted this Embryo thing so badly. I exalt him, remove Fragile, but I also gain temporary strength. Now her exalt does 2 times the hits because of I roused her, right? So her rouse is that Lotan's hit counts increases by 1. Okay, and then the other thing that happens is when I deal damage to all enemies 3 times, in this battle, for each strike that's been played, I increase, so each strike, it doesn't mean her strike, any strike, increase the damage by 20 and add 2 strike cards to your hand. So this keeps, her exalt keeps going up the more strikes I play. Okay, and look, because I did damage, I got a card auto-generated into my hand. We'll get this ready to exalt her, get some shield and some health. And look, another Embryo. I don't know if I can survive this, though. All of that, still turn 9, only halfway done. Okay, here we go. 95 strength, permanent strength. All right, his exalt also does something. If fragile, dispel it and gain 19 shield. So I don't gain more strength, I just gain shield if I dispel that exalt. So we're gonna strike. Strike. Going to use her defense to gain a little bit more counter. Nice. Strike. Strike. Embryo up. Think we're going to be in the clear this time. Yep, that was the right thing to do, is to build them up a certain way. Look how much health I'm going to have left. Okay. I have no ability to attack, really. So defense, 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 defense. Strike. Embryo here. I have enough to live. Just enough. 514 counter. See, that counter slowly building up is doing just enough to do that last little tick for me, which is all I really needed. Put a vulnerable on. this card. We did it. Okay, overview again. This card gives it so that, again, her wheel, I get to draw one of her command cards, and this was really great to play more strikes, because as you saw, the more strikes I play, the more one of her cards go down in cost, but also her Exalt does more damage, and we're hoping to do more damage with her. This one was a weird little tech one, just to be able to, whenever I played Aegis's cards, we're going to get, and she's a Keyflower bot, so I wanted to play her cards. When I did it, I would get counter. This one is whenever Dull exalts, she gives ailments to other people. So that's why this wheel's on, is that it says the ailments generated by the wielder increases by 9%. So now she generates more ailments for everybody else. And then whenever she exalts, she gains 140 Keyflower after the exalt. He has Alva's wheel on, not only for death resistance, which came... I didn't actually use death resistance, no triggers, right? But it gives me that the wielder's base damage and shield increases by 11%. So I played a lot of his shields. Okay, and then we add 1 strike and defense to the deck. This one also adds another defense to the deck and increases the shield of the wielder's defense by 40%. So you can see the card that I built up on him is his defense. I didn't care about the strike. I just wanted to keep gaining more defense to be able to survive that boss.